Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to learn one of the most important tools you would need to spice up your playing. These are known as passing chords. If you want to take your playing to the next level, then this is the lesson for you. Let's break it down. If you're new to the channel, I'd like to specially welcome you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss out on any subsequent videos. You can think of a passing chord as a bridge between two chords, just as you'd have a bridge connecting two towns or a bridge that helps you cross over a river. Passing chords play a similar role. Let's take an example. Let's use two chords, the C major chord and then the G major chord. All right, we want to move from C major chord to the G major chord. But we need some kind of bridge. We need that cheese, we need that meat, we need that jam, that butter to link the two chords together. Let's see what we can come up with to bridge these two chords. Did you get that? I'm going to play just the two chords, and then I'm going to play the two chords with this passing chord in between. Now this is without a passing chord. Now with the passing chord. I'm sure you get the point. Besides being a bridge, passing chords also create tension and resolution. Stories are full of tension. There's a hero, there's a villain, and then at the end they all live happily ever after. Think of passing chords in the same way. Let's take another example. This time we're going to add some tension before we get to the 5, okay? So let's do it again. Without any tension. Now with tension. Now we can even get more creative with this. For example, you feel that tension. I'll break it down so don't get confused. The first type of passing chord is the chromatic movement. Let's take an example. We're going to use the song Above All. I'll take it from the chorus. Okay, now here's where we can add a chromatic movement. The first two chords are C major and a D minor. All right. Now in between those two chords, that's a C major and a D minor, we can do a chromatic movement. We can play a C sharp, and that's a chromatic movement from C to C sharp and then to D. We would use a diminished chord in this case. Okay, so we have the C major. We have the C sharp diminished. Remember, the chromatic movement only moves a half step and resolves into the next chord. It will only work for a progression where you have two chords a tone apart, just like we had the C and D minor, the C major and the D minor. So, right? Let's look at another type of passing chord you can use. This is known as the secondary dominant passing chord. This is similar to 2-5-1s. If you don't know what 2-5-1s are, please check out this video to know the power of 2-5-1s, and you can come back to the lesson. Using a secondary dominant passing chord is basically taking the 2-5-1 without the 2. So we're basically doing a 5 to the 1. So let's take the same song. You get it? We're doing a dominant. Using the principle of 2-5-1s, but just with a 5-1. What is the fifth chord that would resolve to the next chord you're playing? In this case, we're resolving to a D. So what would be the 5 before the D? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the A, right? So now that will be in your root. So crucified. Now, since it's a secondary dominant, we would use a dominant chord as our passing chord. So okay, so it's the same principle you would use when we get to like a rose. This time we're going to play the 2-5-1. So like a rose. Okay. Like a rose. Like a rose. We can skip the 2. So like a rose. Like a rose. Right, so did you get that? So that's a dominant. We're resolving to the 6, which is the A. So what will be the 5 in the key of A? That's the E. So look for an E below. We'll resolve. If this is still confusing, think of a 5-1 as this. We're in the key of C. How would you resolve back to the C? You'd play a 5. So always ask yourself, what is the 5 before the note I'm resolving to? So the same principle here. So we already have 2 ways of creating passing chords. Let's move into the third type of passing chord. If you don't know what drop 2 voicings are, check out this video and spice up your play with drop 2 voicings. Let's see how we can use drop 2s as passing chords in the same song. Did you get that? That was really sweet. with the drop 2 voicings. So here's what we did. It sounds like we're playing a lot, but we're not. We're not playing a lot. In fact, we're just playing triads. We're deriving it from the F major chord. The first time we play it, we're adding the D. So it makes it look like a D minor 7. But we're not playing D minor 7. We're going to either play a D minor. We're going to play a D minor first. Right? Then we'll move on to an F major chord. We'll play an inversion of the F major chord. And then we'll move on to an A minor chord before we resolve to the B. All right, so it goes something like this. All right, you can use a C major chord as well. Let's put it in practice. Oh, man, that's sweet. The other ways you can explore the secondary dominant to spice up your passing chords. These are voicings I learned from Chasing White, Mike Burrell. They are what we call West Coast voicings. If you remember when we were doing the dominant or the chromatic, we did. Right? Alright, now you can express the same chord in a different way. So let's try it again. So it's basically the same dominant or chromatic movement, but we're expressing ourselves differently. Now, this is what will make your passing chords interesting. When you vary them and you do not play them the same way every time. So you would have to be quite intentional about how you use passing chords. So instead of, we're going to do okay, we can do the same thing when we get to alright, we can do the similar thing. Okay, so okay. Now remember, we're not playing anything different. We're using the same principles here. Remember we did the dominant. Dominant, 1, 3, 7. Dominant 7th chord. Now, if you don't know what a dominant 7th chord is, I have a video that explains 7th chords. So you can watch that and come back. So instead of, okay, we can do, Wow. All right, let me add a bonus. Remember when I spoke about creating tension? I played something like this. Right? There's also a technique you can use to spice up any progression you're playing. So basically what I'm doing is I'm playing a major chord a tone away from whatever chord I'm playing. So I'm playing the C major chord here. Right? To create tension, I play a chord a tone away. What's a tone away? That's the D. So I play with the D major. It's going to resolve to what? To the B. Now here's an exercise you can do to master this technique. Beautiful. Now that I've shown you some of the techniques used to create passing chords, I believe you can now create your own passing chords when you're playing. So how do you come up with your own passing chords? First, analyze the progression you're working with. Look for opportunities where you can bridge the gap between two chords. You can use chromatic movement as we saw earlier, or try using a chord from the key of the destination chord. Now let's put it all together, and I'm going to play the full song using passing chords. I'm going to play it first with no passing chords and then with passing chords. Now here are some quick tips for using passing chords. Keep them subtle. Passing chords should blend smoothly into the progression. Experiment with different types of passing chords, the chromatic, secondary dominants, or even diminished chords. Listen to your favorite songs. Many jazz, R&B, and gospel musicians use passing chords all the time. These transitions can really elevate your playing and give you that professional touch. Check out this video for more tips on being a better musician. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. See you in the next video.